allowed many of us to work from anywhere. So we're working out of our homes. Okay, this is what we like to think it looks like when we're working out of our homes. It really looks more like this, and sometimes like this. But with the right equipment, a lot of people can literally work anywhere, right? We work from coffee shops. We work from co-working spaces. My friend Dave is fond of working from mountaintops in Colorado or by the side of the road when a work call interrupts his constant road tripping. About 20 to 30% of us are actually location independent right now, and that number keeps growing. But where is this work coming from? Where is this work going to come from? Efficiencies from automation have been eliminating jobs for decades. We're in a jobless growth period, where production is increasing without a corresponding increase in jobs. Traditional jobs are becoming less and less available. Our 6-point-something% unemployment rate is really more like 13% when you include the people who have given up and stopped looking for jobs. A study by Oxford University completed last year concluded that another 47% of our jobs are at high risk of being eliminated through automation in the next 10 to 20 years. So what are we doing about that? Entrepreneurial and creating their own jobs, and that's great. And companies and websites like Airbnb and TaskRabbit and Lyft and Uber are allowing us to hire each other, and that's great. You can work as part of the crowd with companies that are crowdsourcing labor and ideas like Amazon's Mechanical Turk or Quirky or GigWalk. But some of these solutions are actually taking advantage of a desperate workforce and paying basically slave wages, or having people do the work and then compete for the prize of getting paid. And none of them solves the core problem, which is that the jobs are going away and they're never coming back. Meanwhile, the people in America that are working full-time are working really freaking hard. 1 in 9 Americans works more than 50 hours a week. Compare that to 1 in 18 in Germany, 1 in 26 in Canada, 1 in 81 in Sweden, and 1 in 152 in the Netherlands. Let's take a quick look at the history of the American work week. In 1850, we were working about 70 hours a week. About 40 years later, we got down to 60. About 30 years later, we got down to 50. And then a short 20 years later, after years of tireless effort by workers and unions and political leaders and even business leaders, we finally got down to the 40-hour work week in about 1940. So here we are 70 plus years later, still at a 40-hour work week. We are suffering from a collective, multi-generational amnesia that the American dream was once free time. And this is where I think the future of work gets interesting, because we could actually work less. Just that alone is pretty exciting, but think about this. If we work fewer hours, we can employ more people. And as we start to work less, we start to focus on building sustainable economies, instead of economies based on the insane notion of endless growth. We start to value community instead of consumption. We even start to have a higher quality of life through use and access instead of ownership. We share more, we trade more, we gift more. And we finally get to create the utopia that automation and Star Trek have been promising us all this time. Thank you.